everyone, it's BuilderBro07 again, and today we're going to be moving distances using the MyBlock that we learned in the last episode of our channel, so be sure to check that out. And this is again at the ev3lessons.com website, and highly suggest you should check it out as well. Today's lesson objectives are to create a useful MyBlock that you might be using in FLL or any other robotic competition league. And we'll also learn why creating a MyBlock that takes measurements made with a ruler can be useful, and finishing off today, we'll make a move centimeters MyBlock. And what you need to know before this is moving straight, covering my first ever YouTube video, port view, MyBlocks with inputs and outputs, which was the last video, math blocks, and data wires. Math blocks we'll be learning soon, but we have used that in one of our other videos just for a brief short video, and we'll be teaching that today if you don't know already, but all these are in my other videos as well. Why move distance MyBlock? Well, built-in move blocks will not take inputs or values in centimeters or inches, and it is much easier to measure distance with a ruler than degrees or rotations. If you change your robot design to have bigger or smaller wheels later on, you don't have to re-measure every movement of your robot. Instead of changing distances in every single program you wrote, just go into your new move distance block and change the value for how many inches, centimeters one motor rotation would take. So what this all means is that, let's say your wheels break or they tear or something, which is not good, which I don't think will happen, but let's just say it does, just for this case. Then, instead of changing every single distance of your program because the amount of rotations or degrees changes because of the robot's size. So let's say you want to go 5 rotations. Well, 5 rotations of a bigger wheel is more and way farther than 5 rotations of a smaller wheel. And it just depends on the circumference and diameter of the robot, so that's why. And then, instead of doing all of that in one single program, let's say you have a long program, that will be really bad, you can just changes the value for how many inches, centimeters, one motor rotation would take. So, move centimeters in 3 easy steps. Step 1 is determine how many motor degrees your robot moves in 1 centimeter. And there are 2 ways you can do that. And step 2 is add a math block to convert centimeters to degrees. We'll be doing that step by step today. And step 3, create the move centimeters MyBlock with 2 inputs, power and degrees. So you do not change the number of centimeters, you just change the amount of power you want. Let's say you want to go faster or slower, you can change that, and degrees. And step 1A. So there are 2 methods, as you guys can see. And how many degrees does the robot move in 1 centimeter? The first method is to look up the wheel size in millimeters printed on your tire. It will come in small print and divide by 10 to convert to centimeters, because 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters if you have gotten their math already. And then you have to multiply the answer in step 1 by pi, 3.141592, blah, 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 to compute circumference. And then you divide 360 degrees by value from step 2, which is this value right here. And then this computes degrees in 1 centimeter, since you travel 1 circumference in 1 rotation, and 1 rotation is 360 degrees. And that takes lots of math, so you can just go over this, pause this video if you want, go over step by step, and example calculations. So, using the standard EV3 Education 45544 set wheels. So, there are 56 millimeters, which is 5.6 centimeters in diameter, which is diameter is let's say here's a circle, the diameter will be the whole length across it. And 5.6 times pi is 17.6 per rotation, and 360 degrees divided by 7.6 centimeters is 20.5 motor degrees per centimeters. Lots of confusing stuff, but you can always check that out if you have time. Step 1A, which is the alternative method, is you can use port view to find the motor degree value. This one will probably be easier. So use this method if you cannot find the diameter value printed on your wheel. So if you can't find it, then just use this method. And so first step is put your ruler next to the wheel test robot at 0 centimeters, like so. So it lines up with 0 centimeters and 0 millimeters and 0 inches and stuff. And then whatever part of the robot you need to align with 0, you should use to measure distance in step 2. And then roll your robot forward any amount of centimeters, making sure your robot does not slip. So just go straight forward, like, bloop. And then take the degree reading you see on the screen for the motor sensor and divide by the amount of centimeters you moved. So let's say you moved 5 centimeters and it shows 640 degrees. And then what you have to do is divide 640 by 5 centimeters, and that will be the number of degrees your robot wheel turns in 1 centimeter. This one is probably the easier way. I would just do it because port view is really helpful sometimes, and port view you can find on the EV3 screen in the third tab, So yeah, we learned that in one of the previous lessons, so go check that out if you haven't already. And step 1B, program move 1 centimeter. So this program that moves centimeters, the value 20.5 degrees is based off the size of the wheels on the bot that they're using, and it is the number of motors degrees your robot turns for 1 centimeter, and this was determined in step 1A of the PowerPoint file. You will need to customize this number for your robot/wheels depending how big they are. And use the motor degrees value you obtained for your robot in slides 5 or 6 right here. And then here's step 2 of everything, degree to centimeter conversion. So create the calculator that converts degrees to centimeters. So as you see here, lots of math. Anything in coding, including EV3, there's a huge bond to math, so that's why it's like that. And you can use an input to enter the amount of centimeters, and as you see here, and then multiply by 20.5 the amount of degrees per centimeter for that robot. And then, so A times B, as you see here, the math block. And then that equals, and then put it right here in degrees. And this math block takes the value inputted and multiplies it by 20.5 to convert the input number in centimeters to degrees, right here. And the output wire sends the result into the degrees input of the move block. You will need to change the 20.5 to the value of for your wheel, which you would determine in step 1. So every wheel is different, but their wheel size or whatever is 20.5, and you can change that depending on your wheel, which is in step 1. Step 3A. So this is setting up the MyBlock. So let's quickly set up this program. Let's head over to ev3lessons.com website and let's click off of that. And as you see here, here's the MyBlock we made yesterday, which is right here. So what you want to do to open up the MyBlock, you want to double click on it and it will bring you straight to where you found that MyBlock. And let's name this moving MyBlock. And then what we want to do first is we want to take a math block. So you guys take a math block, which is located in the red tab, data operations, and you go to math, 5th from left. And then what you want to do is change this to multiply, and then you change this to 10, and then you want to enter whatever number that your size wheel is. So I'm just going to say 20.5, as you see right there. And then what you want to do is you want to grab a move steering block and change that to degrees. So let's go back to action tab, and then take a move steering block. You guys can do this, drag this like here, and then change this to degrees, on 4 degrees, and take this output and put it right here. And that's basically what they did, as you guys can see here. That's basically what they did right here. And then you have to select it and let's make a MyBlock. So there are going to be 2 inputs, power and centimeters, to complete the setup. And if you need help in the MyBlock build, refer to the other video that we made yesterday. And without further ado, let's make a MyBlock out of this. So, as you see here, we select it like so. We go to File, Tools, MyBlock Builder. You must be on a diagram with the selection. Hold up. Let me go back. Let me select it again. There you go. There you go. So, make sure it's selected. I think that happened yesterday. So, you want 2 parameters, as you guys can see here. And then what we want to do is we want to take an icon for here. So we will change this icon to, let's just change it to this, as here, 2 motors, 2 large motors, and then as here we have 2 parameters, okay? So we're going to try to edit the first one now, and the first one we're going to click on it, select this, so there's like a blue button on it, and then what it says is that we have to do power and centimeters. So let's head over back and let's do power and centimeters. So this one will be called, this is the whole block, so hold on, give me a second. So let's create a MyBlock name first, and let's name it move centimeters, because that's what it's for, move centimeters. And then we can say we are moving for a certain amount of centimeters with this MyBlock. And then we have to go to parameter setup, and this parameter is right here. And then what you want to do is you want to name this parameter. So this one will be power, and then this is an input, this is a number, this is a default value 0, and let me check if that's correct. I'm pretty sure that's correct. And then yeah, default value 0, and then parameter style is going to be like the parameter style is going to be like this. And parameter icons, we're going to choose the power icon, which I'm pretty sure you used yesterday, if I believe, but yeah, we did. So you see here, there's parameter power icons, and I'm going to choose this one right here. And see here, and it just popped up like so. And then we can go to the next one. Oops, no. And then we can click on the next one, and we can change the parameter setup and icon. So now let's name this degrees, or yeah, let's name this centimeters, because this is for centimeters. So we just name that centimeters, and we have the same exact one. And then we can do this icon for centimeters. So then we have the two parameters finished, as you guys can see. And then what you want to do is we want to press finish, and then we want to wire the MyBlock. So we press finish, and as you see here, we have the moving MyBlock, which is the whole block all together. And then we have move centimeters, which is the what happens inside the MyBlock. So now let's wire the MyBlock by doing what it tells us to do. So wire the inputs in the gray block. So the centimeters go into the amount of centimeters. So the centimeters is multiplied by the wheel size, and then the power is multiplied. The power is put into the power section right here in the steering, and the degrees is based off the multiplication of the centimeters that you're traveling and the wheel. So we'll have to wire that all up by doing this. So let's take the centimeters and put it right here. Put it right here in A. And then take the power and put it back here in power. And then voila, we're done wiring it. And then after we're done wiring it, what we want to do is we want to go to step 3C. So we have completed the move centimeters. And this is step 2 converted into a MyBlock. We call it move centimeters, as you guys can see. And you can use these MyBlocks multiple times if you want for different programs, and these were added using tools MyBlock Builder, and the same MyBlock is used for two different moves, like you can see here, 50 power 10 centimeters and negative 100 power and 20 centimeters. And by changing the inputs, we can reuse the MyBlock multiple times, which makes it very easy for future stuff. And here's the discussion. You can read all of that if you want by heading over to the ev3lesson.com website. And once again, let's go back to the moving MyBlock. And as you see here, we have the MyBlock. We can copy and paste, Control-C, Control-V. You can change the parameters of this however you want. But it's been BuilderBro07 again. Thank you for watching this video. As always, like and subscribe. It's Build On, and have a great day. See you in the next one.